Hi, welcome to PD and Pieces. Today's topic for discussion is a really important one, and we're going to learn what is a schwa. So what is schwa? What is a schwa? You need to know what it is because it is the most common vowel sound in all of English. It typically sounds like a short or short I. It's only heard in an unstressed syllable, which means in English, all multi-syllabic words have stressed syllables and unstressed syllables. Sometimes these are called accented and unaccented syllables. But we need to teach our kids once they're reading multi-syllabic words to be able to identify the stressed and the unstressed syllable in words so that they can then apply the schwa sound if needed. So, for example, in the word cactus, I like to teach my kids to use the dog calling trick. So you would call it as cactus, not cactus, right? So which one is the accented, the stressed? It's the first syllable because you call it loud and clear, cactus. The unstressed syllable is the one that kind of gets short and lazy. So we call it the unaccented syllable. And so sometimes that's why we hear the schwa sound, the or I in the word cactus, right? Instead of the cactus, we say cactus. Now, it's also important to know that schwa can be spelled with any vowel. So A, E, I, O, U, and Y. So any vowel can be used to spell the schwa sound. And it's usually represented with an upside down E. So you will see this on a sound wall. When you see it, know that it is the schwa. So let's take a look at some words with schwa sounds. Okay, so let's look at the first word, adopt. Okay, I hear in the first syllable an adopt. And I can use the dog calling trick to try to figure out, well, which syllable is stressed and unstressed. Adopt. I hear the second one pretty loud and clear. So my first syllable in this word is the unstressed syllable. And now I know that in the unstressed syllable, we can have our vowel letters represent a schwa sound, the or I. And so in the word adopt, I hear that A making the sound. That's why I say it, adopt. Okay, so kind of mind blown, right? That is why we pronounce the word adopt, because the vowel sound gets weak or mushy when it is a schwa. Let's look at our other words. Item. Okay, we hear the first syllable, I, nice and clearly. We can again use the dog calling trick, item. And then our second syllable, the vowel sound gets weaker or mushy. So we hear the E making the sound as well, item. And why does it do that? Because it's a schwa. How about the word octopus? This is a 3-syllable word, octopus. And we can again use the dog calling trick. You try it. Octopus. We actually have 2 stressed syllables, and the middle syllable is the one that gets weaker, mushy. And so that's our schwa. We can look at these other words as well. Gallon. We don't say gallon. Why not? Because the second syllable has a schwa, gallon. The word collect. Our first syllable has a schwa, I hear that O representing the sound, collect. In soda, I hear the last syllable representing the schwa sound, soda. That's why we have that at the end of the word. Bonus, I actually hear the I, our U at the end, and the second syllable represents the I sound, and that's a schwa. And then in our word banana, and this is the one that I often use to teach kids about schwa, okay, we actually have 2 schwas. So our loud and clear stressed syllables in the middle, banana. The first and third syllable are unstressed, which is why we hear the A representing the sound. So I hope you clearly understand what schwa is and know a lot more about it now.